As I remember, Adam, it was upon this fashion, bequeathed me by will, but pour 1,000 crowns, and as thou sayest, charged my brother on his blessing to breed me well. And there begins my sadness. My brother Jakes he keeps at school, and report speaks goldenly of his profit. For my part, he keeps me rustically at home, or to speak more properly, stays me here at home unkept. For call you that keeping for a gentleman of mirth, that differs not from the stalling of an ox? His horses are bred better, but I, his brother, gain nothing under him but growth, for which his animals on his dunghills are as much bound to him as I. This is it, Adam, that grieves me, and the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude. I will no longer endure it.
Yonder comes my master, your brother.
Go apart, Adam, and thou shalt hear how he will shake me up.
Now, sir, what make you here?
Nothing. I am not taught to make anything.
What mar you then, sir?
Marry, sir. I'm helping you to mar that which God made. A poor, unworthy brother of yours, with idleness.
Marry, sir, be better employed, and be not a while.
Shall I keep your hogs and eat husks with them? What prodigal portion have I spent that I should come to such penury?
Know you where you are, sir?
Oh, very well. Here in your orchard.
Know you before whom, sir?
Aye, better than him I am before knows me. I know you are my eldest brother, and in the gentle condition of blood, you should so know me. I have as much of my father in me as you, albeit I confess your coming before me is nearer to his reverence.
What? Youth?
Come, elder brother, you are too young for this.
Ah, wilt thou lay hands on me, villain?
Oh, I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Rowland de Boys, and he was my father. And he's thrice the villain that such a father begot villains. Wert thou not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy tongue till the other hand had pulled out thy tongue for saying so. Thou hast rallied on thyself.
Be patient, sweet master, for your father's remembrance be at accord.
Let me go! I say!
I will not till I please. You shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me good education, and you have trained me like a peasant, obscuring and hiding me from all gentlemanlike qualities. The spirit of my father grows strong in me, and I will no longer endure it. Thou, therefore, allow me such exercises as it may to become a gentleman, or give me the poor lottery my father had left me by testament, and with that I will go buy my fortunes.
And what wilt thou do? Beg when that is spent? Well, sir, get you in. I will not long be troubled with you. You shall have some part of your will. I pray you, leave me.
I will no further offend you than becomes me for my good.
Get you with him, you old dog.
Is old dog my reward? It's truth. I did lose most of my teeth in your service. God bless my old master, for he would not have spoke such a word.
Is it even so? Begin you to grow upon me? I will physic your rankness and get you no 1,000 crowns neither. Holla! Dennis!
Oh, calls, your worship?
Was not Charles, the Duke's wrestler, here to speak with me?
Oh, so please you, he is here.
Call him in! 'twill be a good way, and tomorrow the wrestling is.
Good morrow, your worship.
Gah! Good Monsieur Charles. What's the new news at the new court?
Well, there is no news at the court, sir, but the old news, that is. The old Duke is banished by his younger brother, the new Duke, and 3 or 4 loving lords have put themselves into voluntary exile with him.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the Duke's daughter, be banished with her father?
Oh, no. For the Duke's daughter, her cousin, so loves her, being ever from their cradles bred together, that she would have followed her exile or have died to stay behind her. She is at the court, and no less beloved of her uncle than his own daughter, and never 2 ladies loved as they do.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say he is already in the forest of Arden, and a many merry men with him. They say many young gentlemen flock to him every day, and fleet their time endlessly, as they did in their golden world.
What? You wrestle tomorrow before the new Duke?
Oh, merrily I do, sir. And I come to acquaint you with a matter. I am given, sir, secretly to understand that your younger brother, Orlando, hath a disposition to come in disguised against me to try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he that escapes me without some broken limb shall acquit him well. Your brother is but young and tender, and for your love, I would be loath to foil him, as I must for my own honor, if he come. Therefore, out of my love to you, I come hither to acquaint you with all, that either you might stay him from this intendment, or brook such disgrace, well as he shall run into, in that it is a thing of his own search, and altogether against my will.
Charles, I thank thee for thy love to me, which thou shalt find I will most kindly requite. I had myself notice of my brother's purpose herein, have by underhanded means labored to dissuade him from it, but he is resolute. I tell thee, Charles, it is the stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good parts, and a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore, use thy discretion. I had as lief thou didst break his neck as his finger, and thou wert best look to it, for if thou dost him any slight disgrace, or if he do not mightily grace himself on thee, he will practice against thee by poison, entrap thee by some treacherous device, and never leave thee till he hath taken thy life by some indirect means or other. For I assure thee, and almost with tears I speak it, there is not one so young and so villainous this day living. I speak but brotherly of him. But should I anatomize him on thee as he is, I must blush and weep, and thou must look pale and wonder.
I am heartily glad I came hither to you. If he come tomorrow, I'll give him his payment. If ever he go alone again, I'll never wrestle for prize more. And so God keep your worship.
Farewell, good Charles. Now will I stir this gamester. I hope I shall see an end of him, for my soul hates nothing more than he. But it shall not be so long. This wrestler shall clear all, nothing remains but that I kindle the boy thither, which now I'll go about.
I pray thee, Rosalind, sweet my coz, be merry.
Dear Celia, I show more mirth than I am mistress of, and would you yet I were merrier? Unless you can teach me to forget a banished father, you must not learn me how to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Herein I see thou lovest me not with the full weight that I love thee. If my uncle, thy banished father, had banished thy uncle, the Duke, my father, so thou hadst been still with me, I could have taught my love to take thy father for mine. So wouldst thou, if the truth of thy love to me were so righteously tempered as mine is to thee. Therefore, my sweet Rose, my dear Rose, be merry.
From henceforth I will, coz, and devise sports. Let me see. What think you of falling in love?
Marry, I prithee, do, to make sport withal, but love no man in good earnest, nor no further in sport neither than with safety of a pure blush thou mayest in honor come off again.
What shall be our sport then?
Let us sit and mock the good housewife Fortune from her wheel, and that her gifts may henceforth be bestowed equally.
I would we could do so, for her benefits are mightily misplaced, and the bountiful blind woman doth most mistake in her gifts to women.
Ooh, 'tis true, for those that she makes fair, she scarce makes honest, and those that she makes honest, she makes very ill-favoredly.
Nay, now thou goest from Fortune's office to Nature's. Fortune reigns in gifts of the world, not in lineaments of nature.
No. When nature hath made a fair creature, may she not by fortune fall into the fire? Though nature hath give us wit to flout at fortune, hath not fortune sent in this fool to cut off the argument? How now, wit? Whither wander you?
Mistress, you must come away to your father.
Were you made the messenger?
No, by mine honor. But I was bid to come for you.
Where learned you that oath, fool?
Of a certain knight that old Frederick, your father, loved.
My father's love is enough to honor him. Enough. Speak no more of him. You'll be whipped for taxation one of these days.
The more pity that fools may not speak wisely what wise men do foolishly.
By my troth, thou sayest true. For since the little wit that fools have was silenced, the little foolery that wise men have makes a great show. Here comes Monsieur Lebeau,
With his mouth full of news.
which he will put on us as pigeons feed their young.
Then shall we be news crammed. Oh,
All the better, we shall be the more marketable. Oh, bonjour, Monsieur Lebeau. What's the news?
Oh, fair princess, you have lost much good sport.
Sport? Of what color?
What color, madam? How shall I answer you?
as wit and fortune will.
Or as the destinies decree.
Oh, well said. That was laid on with a trowel.
Nay, if I keep not my rank.
Thou losest thy old smell.
You amaze me, ladies. I would have told you of good wrestling, which you have lost the sight of.
You tell us the manner of the wrestling.
I will tell you the beginning, and if it please your ladyships, you may see the end, for the best is yet to do. Where you are, they are coming to perform it.
Well, the beginning, that is dead and buried.
There comes an old man and his 3 sons, 3 proper young men of excellent growth and presence. The eldest of the 3 wrestled with Charles, the Duke's wrestler, which Charles in a moment threw him and broke 3 of his ribs, that there is little hope of life in him. So he served the second, and so the third. Yonder they lie, the poor old man, their father making such pitiful dole over them that all the beholders take his part with weeping.
Alas!
But what is the sport, monsieur, that the ladies have lost?
Why, this that I speak of.
Thus may men grow wiser every day. It is the first time that I've ever heard that the breaking of ribs was sport for ladies.
Or I promise thee.
But is there any else longs to see this broken music in his sides? Is there yet another dotes upon rib breaking? Shall we see this wrestling, cousin?
You must if you stay here, for here is the place appointed for the wrestling, and they are ready to perform it.
But yonder, sure, they are coming. Let us now stay and see it.
Come on, come on. Since the youth will not be entreated at his own peril for his forwardness.
Is yonder the man?
Even he, madam.
Alas, he is too young. Yet he looks successfully.
How now, daughter and cousin? Are you crept hither to see the wrestling?
I am my liege, so please you give us leave.
You will take little delight in it, I can tell you. There is such odds in the man. In pity of the challenger's youth, I would fain dissuade him, but he will not be entreated. Speak to him, ladies. See if you can move him.
Call him hither, good Monsieur Lebeau.
Do so, I'll not be by.
Monsieur, the challenger, the princess has called for you.
I attend them with all respect and duty.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princess. He is the general challenger. I come but in, as others do, to try with him the strength of my youth.
Young gentleman, your spirits are too bold for your years. You have seen cruel proof of this man's strength. If you saw yourself with your eyes or knew yourself with your judgment, the fear of your adventure would counsel you to a more equal enterprise. We pray you, for your own sake, to embrace your own safety and give over this attempt.
Do, young sir. Your reputation shall not therefore be misprized. We will make it our suit to the Duke that the wrestling might not go forward.
I beseech you, punish me not with your hard thoughts, wherein I confess me much guilty to deny so fair and excellent ladies anything. But let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial, wherein if I be foiled, there's but one shame that was never gracious. If I was killed, but one dead that was willing to be so. I shall do my friends no wrong, for I have none to lament me, the world no injury. For in it I have nothing. Only in the world I fill up a place, which may be better supplied when I have made it empty.
The little strength that I have, I would it were with you.
And mine to eke out hers.
Fare you well. Pray heaven I be deceived in you.
Your heart's desires be with you.
Yes. 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 Come. Where is this young gallant so desirous to lie with his mother earth?
Ready, sir. But his will hath in it a more modest working.
You shall try but one fall.
No, I warrant your grace, you shall not entreat him to a second. They have so mightily persuaded him from a first.
And you mean to mock me after? You should not have mocked me before. But come your ways.
Thou Hercules be thy speed, young man.
Oh, I would I were invisible to catch the strong fellow by the leg.
All right, boy. Let's see what you've got. Oh.
Come on. Oh.
Whoa.
Come on.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh, excellent, young man!
Oh, if I had a thunderbolt in mine eye, I could tell who it down.
No, 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 no.
Out of the way!
Ooh.
No more. No more.
Yes, I beseech you, my grace. I am not yet well breathed.
How dost thou, Charles?
He cannot speak, my lord.
Bear him away.
Yeah. Oh.
What is thy name, young man?
Orlando, my liege, the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys.
I would thou hadst been son to some man else. The world esteemed thy father honorable, but I did find him still mine enemy. Thou shouldst have been better pleased me with this deed, hadst thou descended from another house.
Were I my father, cuz would I do this?
I am more proud to be Roland's son, his youngest son, and would not change that calling to be adopted to heir to Frederick.
My father loved Sir Rowland as his soul, and all the world was of my father's mind. Had I before known this young man his son, I should have given him tears into entreaties ere he should thus have ventured.
Gentle cousin, let us go thank him and encourage him. My father's rough and envious disposition sticks me at heart. Sir, you have well deserved. If you do keep your promises in love but justly, as you have exceeded all promise, your mistress shall be happy.
Gentlemen, wear this for me. One out of suits with fortune that could give more, but that her hand lacks means. We go, cuz?
Aye, fare you well, fair gentlemen.
Can I not say I thank you? My better parts are all thrown down, and that which here stands up is but a quintain, a mere leafless block.
He calls us back. My pride fell with my fortunes. I'll ask him what he would. You call, sir?
Well,
Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies.
Will you go, cuz?
Have with you. Fare you well.
What passion hangs these weights upon my tongue? I cannot speak to her, yet she urged confidence. Oh, poor Orlando, thou art overthrown. Poor Charles, or something weaker masters thee.
Good sir, I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place. Albeit you have deserved high commendation, true applause and love, yet such is now the Duke's condition that he misconstrues all that you have done.
And thank you, sir. And pray you, tell me this. Which of the two was daughter of the Duke that here was at the wrestling?
Neither his daughter, if we judge by manners. But yet indeed the lesser is his daughter. The other is daughter to the banished Duke, and here detained by her usurping uncle to keep his daughter company, whose loves are dearer than the natural bond of sisters. But I can tell you that of late this Duke hath taken displeasure against this gentle niece, grounded upon no other argument than that the people praise her for her virtues and pity her for her good father's sake. And on my life, his malice against the lady will suddenly break forth, sir. Fare you well. Hereafter, in a better world than this, I shall desire more love and knowledge of you.
I rest much bounden to you. Farewell.
Ugh.
Thus must I from the smoke into the smother, from tyrant Duke to tyrant brother. As heavenly Rosalind.
Oh.
Why, cousin, why, Rosalind, Cupid have mercy, not a word?
Not one to throw at a dog.
No, thy words are too precious to be cast away upon curs. Throw some of them at me. Come, lame me with reasons.
Then there were two cousins laid up, when the one should be lamed with reasons and the other mad without any.
But is this all for your father?
No, some of it's for my child's father. Oh, how full of briars is this working day world!
They are but furs, cousin, thrown upon thee in holiday foolery. If we walk not in the trodden paths, our very petticoats will catch them.
I could shake them off my coat. These burrs are in my heart.
Hem them away.
No, I would try if I could cry him and have him.
Come, come, wrestle with thy affections.
Oh, they take the part of a better wrestler than myself.
Oh, a good wish upon you. You will try in time in despite of a fall. But turning these jests out of service, let us talk in good earnest. Is it possible, on such a sudden, you should fall into so strong a liking with old Sir Rowland's youngest son?
The Duke my father loved his father dearly.
Doth it therefore ensue that you should love his son dearly? By this kind of chase, I should hate him, for my father hated his father dearly. Yet I hate not Orlando.
No, hate him not for my sake.
Why should I not? Doth he not deserve well?
Let me love him for that, and you do love him because I do. Look, here comes the Duke.
Ooh, with his eyes full of anger.
Mistress, dispatch you with your safest haste and get you from our court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin. Within these 10 days, if thou beest found so near our public courts as 20 miles, thou diest for it.
I do beseech your grace. Let me the knowledge of my fault bear with me. If with myself I hold intelligence, or have acquaintance with mine own desires, if that I do not dream or be not frantic, as I do trust I am not, then, dear uncle, never so much as in a thought unborn did I offend your highness.
Thus do all traitors. If their purgation did consist in words, they are as innocent as grace itself. Let it suffice thee that I trust thee not.
Yet your mistrust cannot make me a traitor. Tell me whereon the likelihood depends.
Thou art thy father's daughter. There's enough.
So was I when your highness took his dukedom. So was I when your highness banished him. Treason is not inherited, my lord. Or if we derive it from our friends, what's that to me? My father was no traitor. Then, good my liege, mistake me not so much to think my poverty is treacherous.
Dear sovereign, hear me speak.
Aye, Celia. We stayed her for your sake, else had she with her father ranged along.
I did not then entreat to have her stay. It was your pleasure and your own remorse. I was too young that time to value her, but now I know her. If she be a traitor, why, so am I. We still have slept together, rose at an instant, learned, played, eat together, and wheresoever we went, like Juno's swans, still we went coupled and inseparable.
She is too subtle for thee. And her smoothness, her very silence, and her patience speak to the people. And they pity her. Thou art a fool. She robs thee of thy name, and thou wilt show more bright and seem more virtuous when she is gone. Thus, open not thy lips. Firm and irrevocable is my doom, which I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
You are a fool. You, niece, provide yourself. If you outstay the time upon mine honor, and in the greatness of my word, you die.
Oh, my poor Rosalind, whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou change fathers? I will give thee mine. I charge thee, be not thou more grieved than I am.
I have more cause.
Thou hast not, cousin. Prithee, be cheerful. Knowest thou not the Duke hath banished me, his daughter?
That he hath not.
No, hath not. Rosalind lacks then the love which teacheth thee that thou and I am one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl? No. Let my father seek another heir. Therefore, devise with me how we may fly, whither to go, and what to bear with us, and do not seek to take your change upon you, to bear your griefs yourself and leave me out. For by this heaven, now at our sorrow's pale, say what thou canst, I'll go along with thee.
Why, whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden.
Alas, what a danger that will be to us, maids as we are to travel forth so far. Beauty provoketh thieves better than gold.
I'll myself in poor and mean attire. The like do you, so we shall pass along and never stir assailants.
Oh, were not it better, because I am more than common tall, that I did suit me in all points, like a man. A gallant curtlex upon my thigh, a boar spear in my hand, and in my heart lie bare what hidden women's fear there will be. We'll have a swashing and a martial outside, as many other mannish cowards have that do outface their semblances.
What shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I'll have no worse name than Jove's own page, and therefore look you call me Ganymede. But what will you be called?
Something that hath a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Aliena.
But cousin, what if we essay to steal the clownish fool out of your father's court? Would he not be a comfort to our travel?
Oh, he'll go along o'er the world with me. Leave me alone to woo him. Let's away and get our jewels and our wealth together, devise the fittest time and safest way to hide us from pursuit that will be made after my flight. Now go we in content to liberty and not to banishment.
Whew.